Although Pettit is not allowed here on campus, speakers at the conference hope to work with him around the community to make this a teachable moment for everyone. 20 years after the bombing, Austin says he feels like some of the victims are being forgotten. Here at the museum and memorial, they are trying to make sure that does not happen. The Game Day Challenge ranks schools according to their diversion rate, which means the amount of material that is left out of the trash and goes into recycling instead. But so far, OU hasn't even reached 20%. We reached out to Norman Public Schools to find out their protocol on similar situations. They told us they prefer to use text messages, phone calls, and emails to alert parents as soon as possible. And you can help this problem in your own backyard by planting a few bee-friendly bushes and flowers. This will give the bees a good source of nutrition even in urban areas. Students here at OU continue to work both in Norman and in Commerce and say they are proud of the progress that has been made so far. As a part of the Made in Oklahoma Coalition, Suan's all-natural products are made here in the state and use locally grown ingredients. The bench is a great place to sit and enjoy the view of the park, and just a few steps away is this monitor, where you can see the quality of the air in real time. And even if I'm across the gardens or anywhere for that matter, I can still check the air quality on their live website. Tadlock also said she wants to work with multicultural groups around campus to gear more event planning towards them in the next year. Cryo can also be beneficial for weight loss. In just one session, you can burn up to 800 calories. With that in mind, I'm going to try it out. Yay! I survived! Red sludge and toxic piles 20 stories high. That's all that's left of this former boomtown. Pitcher, Oklahoma was once the center of lead and zinc production. The town produced 75% of the lead for bullets and bombshells used by American troops in both world wars. At Pitcher's height in the 1920s, there were more than 14,000 people living here. But now, as you can see, it's a complete ghost town. By the time the mining companies moved out in the 70s, the damage was done.
Basically housing interspersed amongst the mine tailings. That was not a permanent solution. Because, you know, if I'm a kid, I'm in the chat piles, I'm running around everywhere playing, getting exposed to the lead.
In addition to the chat piles, the town's water sources became laced with heavy metals, turning it a bright rust color. In 1980, the EPA created the Superfund bill, aimed at cleaning up the most environmentally damaged areas in the nation. Pitcher was number 1 on their list. Despite spending hundreds of millions of dollars to clean up the mess, blood tests in the mid-90s showed that more than 60% of the town's children still had lead poisoning. Exposure to lead in children can lead to learning disabilities and autism. This information, combined with the possibility of sinkholes and building collapses due to vast underground tunnels, the EPA decided to move people out, forcing thousands from the town they call home. Nearly all of the houses have been bought out here in Pitcher by the federal government. All that's left now of these neighborhoods is concrete slabs and pieces of broken windows. Today, with only a few people left in town, the cleanup continues. The large pieces of material are being used to make asphalt. The finer material will remain on site and covered with new, healthy soil.
Heavy metals are naturally occurring. You can't really destroy them. You can only physically or chemically contain them.
The Quapaw tribe owned the land before the mining, and now they are getting a chance to revive their land by working with the EPA and the Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality.
It doesn't have to be this way. It can be stopped, and it will be. And there's a plan, and it's slow, but it can happen.
Once the land is in better condition, they hope to use the area as a wildlife habitat. The water still needs a lot of work, but scientists are making steps forward.
There's still a lot to do, but the most important part of this job is really done. And it will go on. It won't be finished until after I'm retired.
Even though Pitcher is no longer livable, the town will live on as a valuable lesson on the immense effect we can have on our environment. Jennifer Sellers, OU Nightly.
Let me start by saying that I'm sorry. Deeply sorry. I'm so sorry for all the pain that I've caused, and I want you all to know that directly from me.
Levi Pettit broke his silence at a predominantly black church on the northeast side of Oklahoma City. One of 2 members expelled from the university for leading a racist chant asked for forgiveness.
There are no excuses for my behavior. I never thought of myself as a racist. I never considered it a possibility. But the bottom line is that the words that were said in that chant were mean, hateful, and racist.
Pettit was surrounded by a group of community leaders who he met with privately before speaking to the public.
and I was just waiting for an apology, a face-to-face apology. And sitting down with Levi, I was just so appreciative.
Although Pettit is not allowed here on campus, speakers at the conference hope to work with him around the community to make this a teachable moment for everyone.
So I will spend the rest of my life trying to be the person who heals and brings people of all races together. That is what I hope and pray comes out of this.
But the echo of the chant still lingers here on OU's campus. Pettit has issued his apology, but it could be a while before he is forgiven. Jennifer Sellers, OU Nightly. A new report says areas of the Persian Gulf could be uninhabitable by the year 2100. Based on several climate models, researchers predict summer heat indexes could get as high as 170 degrees in some areas, and daily temperatures likely around 140. Scientists say pollution would be to blame. The region could be hit hard due to high poverty levels in the area. The EPA is stepping up efforts to test the diesel emissions in new vehicles. The new testing will focus on real-world road conditions instead of laboratory tests currently being used. The test will involve attaching special machines to the rear of the car or putting them in the trunk. The change comes after Volkswagen cheated on emission tests on over 11 million cars worldwide. And the justice system has reached a settlement to resolve claims against BP for the giant 2010 oil spill. BP will have to pay more than $20 billion. $5.5 billion of that money will pay for fines under the Clean Water Act, making it the largest civil penalty in the history of environmental law. The settlement ends 5 years of legal battles over the spill that dumped more than 130 million gallons of oil into the Gulf of Mexico. And to help cut U.S. emissions, the Obama administration moved to boost ethanol fuel production. Despite opposition from oil companies, environmentalists, and GOP candidates, the EPA's new rule will increase corn-based ethanol production for gas blends through 2016. The decision may not actually lead to higher ethanol percentages at the pump and should not drastically affect gas prices. So you guys, that's pretty exciting news. They're just taking those healthy genetics, and it's such beautiful land out there, and now you have these big, beautiful creatures, and it's pretty exciting stuff.
I'm really glad to see if they're actually taking the time to do something about this, because I think the bison are such beautiful creatures.
Yeah,
they really are. We had some in Claremore, and I love watching them all the time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Yep. Thank you.